Hi everyone, Julia here, and this is the third and final reading from Rambling Rose, and this is at the request of Angela Cairns. A little bit of backstory. It's Jessica's birthday. She's about to be taken away to London by her father for a superb weekend to top whatever it is her mother did for her birthday. But she's been distracted by her dog Lucy, who has found something under a bush, and upon looking, they find that it's the feral cat Roadkill who visits their garden. He's clearly hurt. Jessica doesn't want to go away and leave him, but she's persuaded to go with her father, and Rose is left kneeling by the cat, wondering what on earth to do. I don't know what to do, Rose admitted in despair. Mum? Startled, Rose looked up. Jessica stood there, a strange look of defiance on her face. Jessica, what happened? Why haven't you gone? I made Dad stop the car and let me out at the bottom of the driveway. I couldn't go, Mum. I couldn't go and leave you to deal with this all alone. Oh, Jess. With her daughter's words, Rose saw how much the past year had changed Jessica. The old Jess would have gone, with maybe a pang for the wounded animal, but with no thought to her mother. She would have blithely gone with her father. Mum, what shall we do? Jessica asked. I don't know, Rose said. Then they both looked up at the sound of tyres on gravel. Daddy's come back! Jessica's face lit up. He's come back to help! And she ran off at full pelt. When she came back, it wasn't her father whose hand she was tugging on, but Tom's. What's happened? He asked, his kindly face creased with concern. Rose gestured at the downed creature. It's Roadkill. He's hurt, and I don't know what to do. Uncaring of the grass stains on his trouser knees, Tom knelt beside her and gently parted the matted fur around the wound. Poor bastard has been shot, he told her. Shot? Yes, by an air gun. See all the marks where the shot hit him. Someone shot Roadkill. The horror in Rose's heart was matched only by the fury in Jessica's voice. But who would do something like that? That's not important right now, Tom told them, then got to his feet and dragged Lucy away by her collar. Jess? Rose felt him take charge and was relieved. Yes? Take Lucy and put her in my kitchen. He handed Jessica his keys. Make sure her water bowl is full, then lock the door behind you. Can you do that? Yes. Jessica took Lucy by the collar and pulled the reluctant dog away. Rose, go and find an old towel or something to wrap him in. I'll get a box from the garage. Ripping a towel from the washing line, uncaring if it was old or not, Rose hurried back with it and handed it to Tom, who had found a box from somewhere. Taking the towel, he folded it into the box and then gently lifted the panting animal and carefully placed him on top. A shudder rippled through the cat's body, and Rose moaned in empathy, unaware she'd made a sound until Tom softly touched her cheek. It's okay, he said. We'll take him to the vet in the village. It's not far away. Hopefully they can help him. Jessica rushed back to them and watched anxiously, gripping her mother's hand as Tom slowly and carefully lifted the box, trying not to knock the injured creature inside. Jess, he said as they approached his car, if you get in the back, we'll slide the box onto your lap. You've got to try and keep it as still as possible. Do you think you can do that? Yes, Jessica replied, and scrambled into the back of the car, snapped on her seatbelt, then held out her arms as Tom slid the box onto her lap. The vet was only a 5-minute drive away. Rose twisted in her seat to watch her daughter clutching onto the box as if her life depended on it. Is he still breathing? She asked, and Jessica nodded. Reaching the vet once again, Tom took charge. Gently taking the box from Jessica, he strode into the waiting room, bypassing the other people standing there, clutching dog leads and cat carriers. Tom? The receptionist looked up in alarm as Tom reached the desk, with Rose and Jessica trailing behind him. We need to see Stuart immediately, Tom said. This cat's been shot. He's lost a lot of blood and he's going into shock. Bring him in, Tom. A man in a white coat was standing in a doorway behind the desk, saying goodbye to a woman and a child with a small carrying box. Let's take a look at him. Gently easing Roadkill from the box, Stuart sucked in his breath as he wiped the blood away from the wound and examined him. Yes, definitely air gun pellets, he said. Poor sod. I know people don't like feral cats, but this is cruel. What do you want me to do, Tom? It would be kinder and cheaper to put him down. Tom hesitated, then looked at Rose and Jessica. Understanding the difficult situation they put him in, Rose put an arm about Jessica and drew her close. Sweetheart, she began gently, Roadkill is in a lot of pain. It might be kinder to let him go. We can't, Jessica sobbed. We can't kill him. It's going to cost a lot of money, Rose explained, unaware of the single tear that slipped down her cheek, and he might not get better. Tom watched the path of the tear, wanting to catch it on his finger. Remembering what Jessica had told him about the relationship Rose had with the feral cat, he realized they were both survivors of abuse. Mistrustful and independent, they had recognized that element in each other. Do what you can, Tom heard himself say to Stuart. It doesn't matter what it costs. I'll pay it. Jessica threw herself into Tom's arms and he hugged her tightly, looking into the grateful eyes of her mother. Thank you, was all she said, but it warmed him to the bones. Right, and if you'd like to know what happens to Roadkill, the feral cat, you're going to have to buy a copy of Rambling Rose and find out for yourself. So that's it for now. Thank you. Bye.